man, got that tractor beam out of commission, or this could be a real short trip. Okay, hit
it! Hey everyone, how's it going? Got 6 people. That's a good start, I guess, for a late notice and kind of last minute show. Basically, I'm bored. I'm in New Jersey. I'm on a work trip, and what the hell? I'll get on and start talking, answer some questions. I enjoyed the last couple times that we did the show. We just talked to some of the chat and said hi to everybody and answered some questions and just listen to what all you all wanted to talk about. I'm flying solo tonight, as far as I know. It's okay. Matt, I think, is working pretty much. CC, I think, is in Florida or going to Florida. Steve's with his family tonight, which you definitely have to balance, especially in something like podcasting like this. You have to try to balance time with your family and, time online. Believe me, I know. My wife's great, but, sometimes she's like, oh, you were on a lot this week. So got to keep the wife happy or else she tends to, not want me to come on very much. So, and Jason, I think he's been pretty busy lately, so he's been working. So it's just me. And yeah, we got some growing numbers here. It's cool. I don't really have. I was thinking about doing an unboxing of an 88 droid that I got from NYC, but unboxing is kind of a whole to do. So there's not a lot of room here on this hotel desk, so it wasn't going to work for me. So I figured I'd just get on and talk. So I guess the big thing this week is everybody getting tickets for Celebration. I has anybody been to a Celebration before? I've been to 2 a long time ago. 2004, I think, and no, 2003 and 2005, or was it 2002? When they used to do them by movies that were coming out, like they did Phantom Menace, and they did one right before, Attack of the Clones and before Revenge of the Sith. I was at the one for Attack of the Clones that was in Indianapolis, 2002, I think, because they were 3 years apart. And the one for Revenge of the Sith, which again was in Indianapolis, that I know was in 2005 because I was just looking at the pictures today. I don't remember much about them. I remember, I went with my dad, I went with my brother. It was a long drive, 8-hour drive to the middle of nowhere in Indianapolis. I just remember long lines. There's a lot of lines. If you've never been to one, be prepared to stand in lines no matter what you do. Everything's going to be a line. Everything's going to be waiting. And you pretty much have to. I didn't do this back then, which I wish I had. I planned out. You have to plan out. You have to plan what you want to go see and what is more important to you. Because you could be in line for hours waiting for a panel or waiting for, a debut of a preview or whatever the case may be, or just, the main opening ceremony or something. You're going to be in line waiting. And if you don't plan it out, you might miss most of what you want to see. Now I'm really big in the models and I'm really into like props and stuff. But back then I wasn't. I was into like Gentle Giant and Kenner and Hasbro figures. And I remember that the second one I went to was Revenge of the Sith, and they had a whole museum like collection of stuff. They had the Falcon there, and they had costumes, and I took pictures, but I don't remember them at all. And, I wish I had been really into the models, because I would have probably stood there for a couple hours looking at the Falcon, at all the details, and picking up what I can. And I'm hoping that they have that this year. Nothing's been really announced that I know of, but if they have one of those, you'll probably find me in there 90% of the time. So I was I have 3 boys. I have triplet boys. If you all don't know, they are now 18 years old, and they're into Star Wars, but not nearly like I am. Not yet, anyways. When they get older, when they get all my stuff, which is all being willed to them, they'll be into it, I'm sure, and they'll probably be taking their kids to things, and I really wanted them to go. I really wanted them to go, and I thought, man, this is gonna be really expensive to take 3 boys flying there from East Coast, which I'm if you don't know, I'm in Pennsylvania. But it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. So I kind of went back and forth, and then I started thinking. Well, my wife started talking to me, and she's like, "Well, maybe they'll be okay. You're gonna be spending time with your friends and hanging out with guys that you want to meet, and your kids really can't go. They probably don't want to hang out with your friends, and which is probably true. They don't really want to hang out with my friends." But then I kept thinking, it's gonna be something they're gonna remember for way past when I'm gone. And I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna pay for it and do what I gotta do to make it happen, because I wouldn't have been able to enjoy myself there if they weren't there, and if I knew they were at home. I know they're gonna have a great time, but I just couldn't do it. So I bought 4 tickets, and it's getting expensive. So the collecting is going to slow down for a little bit, which I really have slowed down quite a bit, because I mostly do models now. Mostly I buy models. A few Hot Toys, which I love Hot Toys, and I'll still buy Hot Toys, but and the statues have really slowed down for me because of space. I have a big room, but I don't want it to get cluttered. I don't like the way it looks when it's cluttered. And right now, to me, it's cluttered. So, and I have some things that I want to display that I really can't right now. So I have to build pedestals and stuff. So collection's going to slow down a little bit because of Celebration. And I don't plan on spending money on stuff there, because if you guys go to conventions, you know that everything there is a lot more expensive than you can get it online. It's better to shop online and find something cheaper. You get it there, it's part of your memory, and it's special in that way. I know exactly what I bought at the other conventions, and I remember exactly, I still have them. So, but anyway, enough about me. Let's see. We got a bunch of people here. We got 20 people. Wow. Cool. I guess you all are bored too. I'm thankful. So let's go through some comments and talk. We got Hugh here. What days am I going to Celebration? I am leaving Wednesday. I'll be there late Wednesday night. I wish I got there earlier so I could just go and meet people and hang out. But I'm going to be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm leaving Sunday. I tried to get the 4-day pass, which was cheaper, which was $800. But the 4-day passes were sold out when I was in the queue pretty early. I was in the queue like 10 minutes early. And the 4-day passes, I wait once 12 o'clock hit, they said you could be in here, you could be in the waiting room for like an hour. And I was like, fuck, I was at work. I'm trying to do stuff and trying to keep looking at my phone while I'm and I may have mentioned it before. I'm an electrician, kind of electrician. I test high voltage equipment, so can't really be like poking stuff 480 volts while I'm looking at my phone. So not a good idea. So yeah, I'm not an HVAC guy or anything like that. So or a plumber, or I'm an electrician, basically by trade. So um, Wednesday to Sunday, I'm going to be there. Be there with my my three boys, and I'll be honest, I'm more looking forward to meeting whoever wants to come up and meet me. Like, I've I've met up with the other Wargone guys. I'm tired of them already. So, but there's a lot of guys I want to meet. I want to meet, good friend of mine who I talk to regularly is Joseph from Collection Wars, and Matt Hess from Collection Wars. They're great guys. I talk to them a lot. Um, like Kevin Kelly is a friend that I talk to quite a bit. Let me think, who else? Honestly, I'm happy to meet anybody. I'm sure we're gonna plan a place to all get together and meet up. And if you want to come hang out with us, schleps, and talk stupid stuff. Come see us. So that's when I'm gonna be there. That's cool. Show you're on Friday. Awesome. Aren't you, Hugh? I may be completely wrong, but aren't you from like Australia or something? So, Harry's Collectibles. Hey man, how's it going? Harry asked me to talk about my helmet shelf, which I brought. I got a picture. I had called my son. I'm not at the house, so I called my son. Like, take a good picture of my helmets. So I got a good picture of that. We could talk about that later. Hey Corey, how's it going? Love your collection, man. I keep seeing pictures of it, and you got some great stuff. Really, really do. You're, as far as I know, you're into statues a lot. So maybe I'm wrong, but mainly statues. My freaking camera is not focusing. Come on, there you go. Yeah, so I did order Revan and Malik, but I ended up canceling. No, I'm sorry, I correct that. I ordered Revan, but I ended up canceling it. Just because it looks amazing. I see it and I wish I had gotten it. But like I said, I kind of cut back on statues a lot because it's just they take up a lot of real estate, and like my main focus now is models. I've always been a huge vehicle fan. Like I'll show you guys later. I have a picture of my vintage collection vehicles, and it's one of my favorite things about Star Wars. I'll take the Millennium Falcon and Slave One over Han, Luke, and Leia. Like they're great, but the vehicles are what really drew me in throughout all of Star Wars. So, and Slave Leia is it's really good. I mean, the body is pretty spot on. Good thing it don't have any holes in it. But the face is really kind of lacking. It's not horrible, but it's a little lacking. I don't regret buying it. I got it on cheap. PJ from Sithcast hooked me up with that. He said, "Hey, you interested in any of these?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take that one." Because at the time, I think it was going for a little bit more money than I paid for it. And he picked it up, and I ended up going to his house and picking it up. And yeah. And thank you, PJ. I appreciate that. Irish Jedi. Let's see. I picked up the MYC 88. I have the R5D4 as well. That R5D4 is great. It's amazing. I've had the R88 for a while, and I haven't opened it up because, like I said, I'm getting out of statues a little bit. So I ended up trading Rob from RS Prop Masters. So he will be receiving that when I finally get off my ass and send it to him. So he's going to be getting that soon. He asked me for one, and I told him I got it. I can send him one. So, hey Aaron, how's it going? Like I said, I'm bored tonight. When I travel a lot, and I travel alone a lot. Well, I have my new coworker who's my neighbor, but I spend a lot of time alone. Tends to get lonely. I miss my kids, and I'm usually home most nights. But when I'm not home, I do miss my kids and my wife a lot. So, I get bored. I'll just better to be doing this than sitting on the phone looking at stuff I should not buy. So, yeah. Let's see. 501st. I have so many NYC on pre-order. They're making seriously, NYC is freaking killing it. Like, Alice Cure is on its way to me. Tuscan's coming soon. That one's going to be freaking epic. Even Plu Clune, which he just showed pictures of. Um, I I I probably wouldn't get it because statues, and Plu Clune's not really something that I'm interested in, but it looks freaking amazing. Like I took one look at it, and he's hitting it out of the park and giving us stuff that Sideshow won't give us ever. They'll never give us Plu Clune or Kit Fisto. Kit Fisto's coming. Or from Death Star. Hey, how's it going? Irish Jedi. There's a lot of comments. I'm just gonna go through them. I'll hit you all up. 5 celebrations. Yeah, Irish Jedi, man. You hit the nail on the head. It's mostly lines. It's a lot of standing in line and a lot of BO. So listen, all 26 of you that are watching this show, make sure you carry a backpack with water and deodorant. Must have deodorant. I can't stress that enough because it's sometimes bad. Harry, do you have plans to make life-size statues? Oh, hold on. Do you have any plans to make life-size statues of costumes, for example, our stuff? I actually have a full snowtrooper outfit that I got from RS. I bought the bus first and then decided, fuck, it's so beautiful that I want to get the rest of it. I love snowtroopers. I always have, I always will. I just love, I don't know why. I love everything a lot. Most of my interest comes from Empire. I love Jedi, and Star Wars I like Star Wars, but not nearly as much as Empire and Jedi. Anything Hoth, I'm all over. Give me an AT-AT bust. I'm buying it and like that. I'm missing 2 pieces of it yet. Rob's gonna send those to me soon. I'm missing the duster, which is the shirt and the skirt, and I'm missing the pants. But I have everything else. I have the beautiful cod piece. I have the rifle. I got to get a mannequin for it yet. So I have a place for that, even though I said my room's cluttered, but I have a place where I'm going to put that, and I refuse to display it with the mannequin mound that Mike Costa did. Love him, Mike. Love you, Mike, but no, I'm not doing that. So let's move on to the next one. Are you getting Hot Toys Ahsoka? Oh God, I was just looking at that tonight. I was thinking about talking about it with you guys. I love Ahsoka. I do. I really do. She hated her. I could not stand her in the beginning of Clone Wars. She was so freaking annoying. And I thought, Jesus, like they really want to kidify this Clone Wars for sure. But then you grow to love her. Like she is amazing character. And I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but she, to me, has the best character development, best story arc. You follow her from child to adult, and she's been done so well that you can't not like her now. And that Hot Toys figure is beautiful. I mean, I have the Rex. I did have Ahsoka on order. I canceled it, but it looks so freaking good. Like I would love a display with Ahsoka fighting Maul, because that was amazing. So I could be very easily talked into an Ahsoka for sure. Yes, I did buy foreign plane tickets. Yes, I did. As soon as I knew I had tickets, I jumped on. My mom is really, really good. My wife's really good at it too. Don't get me wrong, but my mom is a freaking um, thrifty vacation hunter. Like she found me tickets, and it's not. I basically paid like 340 a ticket round trip from Newark, New Jersey. Um, I don't think that's too bad. Every time we looked it up and we go to book it and pay for it, it would jump $50. So between Thursday, before Thursday, they were cheap. As soon as Thursday hit and everybody started buying tickets, they're all jumping up in price. So get them as soon as you can because they're just going to continue to go up. Hey, El Profesoro. Hey, that's a cool name. I like that name. That's a new name. I don't know that I've seen that. Maybe I'm wrong. I miss the Friday night shows a lot because I work sometimes Friday night, and also because my wife likes to go out on dates on Friday night. So again, happy wife, happy life. Plus, okay. Can't wait for celebration. Yep. I assume you're going. Awesome, cool. I'll be far from Death Star. You'll be there Friday and Saturday. Awesome. I wanted to go all 4 days. I would have gotten the 4-day ticket, but as soon as the individual day tickets were a lot more expensive. So if I had bought 4 more tickets for Sunday, it would have been another $300 and another day of hotel and Monday is a holiday. So traveling that day is going to be more expensive because it's a holiday. I don't remember what holiday is. Somebody can tell me, but I don't remember. Let's see. Hey, Robin, how's it going? Yeah, that's live, random. It's just me. It's okay. I had fun the last time we were doing this, and Steve jumped on, and he seemed tired, but I think he felt bad that I was on by myself. But I'm cool. I'm cool by myself. I talk to myself all the time. Ask my wife; she'll tell you. I was wondering today. I was wondering if you guys are going to be there. I really was. I was thinking. I wonder if the Bowmans are going to be there. I'd love to meet up with them. Oh, that sucks. Too bad you can't make it. Maybe next time. Maybe it'll be in Florida in 2 years or 3 years. That'd be nice. That'd be nice for what? Where are you guys located, Benjamin? Oh, you're in Texas. That's right. Okay. So you're right in the middle. So don't matter East Coast, West Coast to you. Oh, California. Okay. Oh, sweet. You're only 30 minutes from the convention center there, right? Yeah. Hazard Blue. Any incoming Hot Toys? How much of a priority you invest in them compared to other pieces of your collection? I actually have 10 pre-orders of Hot Toys. I have Vision, Scarlet Witch, the second Vision. I have Age of Ultron from the What If comics, the What If shows. I love that design. Let's see, what else do I have? I have the Tank Trooper. I have I just got a second Shore Trooper, the one with the cape. I forget what it is, the captain or lieutenant, whatever it is. But I ended up sending it back because I have one. I thought, why the fuck do I need 2? So, but I have 3 Snow Troopers. So, listen, I don't make much time anyway. So, it is what it is. I actually do really like Hot Toys a lot. I do buy them, and they're prominently displayed in my room. I have all this Star Wars stuff, and then I have like a 5-foot section of a couple shelves of Marvel. I love my Marvel Hot Toys. Like I said, I'm thinking about getting Ahsoka back because she's so sweet. And honestly, those Batman ones that just came out, Batman, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good, very, very good. And I can't put any my finger on anything in particular I didn't like about it, because there wasn't really anything I didn't like. It was a really good movie, a solid movie, but I really loved him as Batman. I don't know why. It was well done, and that Batmobile blew me away. I'm into my old muscle cars, so if they came out with the Batmobile, I would buy that, the Cycle, Batman, and the freaking. And I don't have any Batman stuff, so although I do have a lot of Batman comics. Well, here's a good question, Corey. Since you like vehicles, did you pick up the Hasbro Razor Crest? I do have one. I have one that I kept in the box, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen the acrylic case that GW Acrylics actually advertised for it. I want one of those because if I don't have a vehicle on my shelf that is graded, I have them in cases. I have them in acrylic cases, and they look phenomenal. But what I've decided is I'm going to buy a second Razor Crest from somebody who already made a deal with, and I'm going to paint it. I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to chrome it up, weather it up, add lights. I'm going to do the whole fucking thing. It's going to. John Simmons gave me the idea. Like, I talked to him quite a bit and asked him about it, and he did those videos. And specific things he did really drew me to it. Like, he colored panels like a slightly different, like a bluish tint to it, and it looks really cool. And so, yeah, I'm going to be repainting it and making it, probably even going to paint the inside of it too, just so if I take the panels off, I could, you can see inside of it and stuff. So, what size? Yeah, the Slave Leia is quarter scale. It looks very, very small on your shelf compared to other statues. It does. It looks very small, but it is quarter scale because I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know her height, but she's probably pretty small. Good thing they sell Beal Celebration waiting lines unless they change that too. Yeah, that could be a good thing. Could not be a good. I don't. I'm not a drinker. I'm a social drinker. I don't drink beer. I never have. I actually I drink like my wife calls them foo drinks. I like the fruit, like margaritas and stuff like that taste like fruit. As long as it doesn't taste like alcohol, I love it. So I don't drink beer, but having beer at that place may not be a great idea. Well, they might do it just so people buy more stuff. So who knows? Excuse me. This is my first time going to anything like this. Dude, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be crowded. It's the two that I went. The first one I went to was crowded, but it wasn't disgustingly crowded. The second one I went to was disgustingly crowded, and Joseph, check. Backpack, water, deodorant. Carry extra deodorant with you, man. People will thank you for it because there's some. Man. Yeah. Thanks, Matt. Love you too. You are too, brother. Hope you're doing good tonight. Which weapon are you looking to display with your snowtroopers? Yes, I have the E11. I really want to display it with a rifle, like I don't know the names. I don't know the numbers, the designations, but I do have the 11. It's not weathered. It's from RS. I really wanted a sniper, so I may eventually get a sniper rifle. I don't know what the number is, but whenever I think of a snowtrooper, I think of the big long sniper rifle that comes with, the Kenner piece and the hot toy. Like, I have it displayed with the hot toys. So we're gonna skip this next comment, because Matt, you're gonna get in trouble. Yeah, hopefully you do. We'll hopefully we'll meet up with you guys. That'll be fun. Florida next time. Sweet. Yeah, my brother lives in Florida. So let's see. What else you got? Anyone have an extra patrol trooper they want to I just sold one. So Jazz Inc. is making the Patterson Batmobile. It looks good. It looks really, really good. looks really good. He added lights, he added sound, he added mist coming out of the engine. Um, I don't particularly want a 1/6 scale Batmobile. Like I would love to build like a model like this big, like not 1/6 scale. It's just so big. Although if it did come out, I might be tempted to buy it. Let's see who's going to give Steve a hard time now if you're not going. Who's going to give Steve a hard time now? Oh, okay, Benjamin. That's for Benjamin. The Kenobi trailer. I was not a fan. I honestly I love Ewan McGregor's Kenobi. I love him. I think he is phenomenal as that role. I think he fleshes that character out so much and makes Alec Guinness's portrayal even better than it was to begin with. I'm just tired of Tatooine. I mean, you think about it. How many movies are centered around Tatooine? Star Wars, Jedi, Phantom Menace, Sith. I mean, all of Boba Fett. It's just come on. There's more worlds out there than just. And if I have to watch Obi-Wan walking across the sand as half as much as I saw Boba walking across the sand, I'm gonna lose my mind. And honestly, I was not really a fan of the Inquisitors in Rebels at all. Like I never really. Rebels was very kid orientated. It was like one step above that. What was that? Resistance cartoon. And I liked Rebels. I liked what they did with a lot of the characters that they brought in, like Ahsoka and Maul, and I wasn't particularly a fan of the crew. But I also think that the Inquisitors just weren't my bag. I mean, if you love them, I'm more than happy for you. I wish I liked everything in Star Wars, but the Inquisitors didn't do it for me. And then they show the Inquisitors in this, and they look not good. Like, not good. So I really hope I'm wrong. I really, really do. I'd be happy to be wrong, but I'm not hopeful after seeing what I saw. And that's what 3-minute, 2-minute preview. We're talking 6 hours of content, so I hope I'm wrong. Please be wrong. Let's see. Do you think we'll ever see the Snyderverse again? No, I hope not. Big Blue, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Snyderverse. I'm just not. Hey, Mark Tim. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think if you weren't there, I said earlier, it's hard for me to get on Fridays. It really is hard for me. I have a busy family life. I have my 3 sons. I have 2 kids. My wife has 2 kids, so we have 5 children in the house, plus one of my wife's son's girlfriend basically lives there. I work weird hours. I work nights and weekends sometimes, and so it's hard for me to get on. When I'm away a lot, also it makes it harder because my wife likes me. She wants to hang out with me. Shut up, Matt. But yeah, so I try to get on group therapy as much as possible. I'm definitely going to be on the next one. I've already made plans that I'm going to be on the next one, so I'll be there. Let's see, Corey. I have the MR Falcon. Do you think buying a Harrison Ford signature? Fuck yeah, it is. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I think he charges like over $1,000 for a signature nowadays. Like, yeah, I would if I were you. Go for it, Corey. Yeah, I would. Let's see. Ooh, I'm going to deep dive into learning about studio scale no models. That's my next Star Wars hobby. Wow, are you thinking of building them or just buying them or just that's my bag, baby. That's what I eat, sleep, and breathe. And I'm obsessed. I love researching for kit parts. I get excited when I see when I open up a model kit and there's like, oh yeah, this belongs on this, and this belongs on this, and this belongs on this. Um, I have bought a lot of kits, resin kits, and then I started doing some found part ones and scratch built ones, and I'm like, man, this is the way to go. No, not a lot of cleaning. I'd be very interested. Are you planning on building some, Robin? That would be awesome. Um, I'm going to message you a site. It's a forum. Um, it's a great forum. It's all about like model kits and it's about models and they have kit scans and there's just it's so interesting. I'm on there 90% of my night when I'm laying in bed, right before bed. Um, hit me up, Robin. I'll send you in direction. Um, I like I said before, I vehicles in Star Wars are what I love. I love the vehicles. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of I played with them all the time when I was a kid more than the action figures. There was a group of kids in this cul-de-sac, and we just had bases everywhere and just flew snow speeders everywhere. And one kid had the AT-AT, and we were all jealous. And my brother had the Slave One, and I was jealous. And I've studio scale models is merging. Like I build stuff, I make stuff, I use my hands. My hands are shut, not shot, but they're rough. I cut my fingers all the time. And to build vehicles is one thing. And then all my life I've been semi-artistic. I've drawn, I've done a lot of things. And then you add the painting to that and it becomes art, becomes building, and it becomes model vehicles. And that's all me. That's what I do. So I always have to I always have to build something. I always have to have a hobby. I always have to keep my mind occupied. And studio scale really just it's perfect for me. So I'm excited to see what you're thinking, Robin. Let me know, and I will hook you up with that site. And also, if you have any questions about like what kits are good and what to stay away from, and I can help as much as I can. Like I'm no expert. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm still learning. So hey, Martin, how's it going? A friend of mine isn't the Star Wars much. Thought the Inquisitor was Darth Vader without a helmet. He told me what I thought about Vader without the helmet. Well, I mean that's not a weird thing to say. Like if people don't know how do you not know who Darth Vader is? But okay, most people know who Darth Vader is in the world, but most people don't know what Darth Vader looks like underneath his helmet. So it could be anybody. It could be Pinhead for all they know. You know what I mean? So Joseph, I'm excited for it too. I really want it to be good. I really want to be wrong. I was dying to see Boba Fett, and oh God, I can't tell you how utterly disappointed I was with that. I hope I don't want to offend anybody if you loved it, but Boba Fett just brought back sequel days to me. Like it was, and I love Boba Fett. I mean, look, like Boba Fett is one of my favorite things. I built a freaking Slave One. I spent so much time and effort doing that. Um, where did I leave off? Let's see. Let's see. We got Martin again. Let's see what he say. Why ain't moving? Cautiously optimistic. Yeah, Boba left a really wretched disgusting, not good taste in my mouth. Even my sons who they always say, these are for kids, and us adults are too picky about this and that. My kids were when did the first sequel show come out? The Last Jedi came out. I don't remember what year it was. 15. So my kids were way younger, and they walked out of there. They're like, "Oh my god, this was so bad." So it's not kid oriented. It's just bad story. So, but again, don't be mad at me. You all know how I don't like that. So I'm going to learn first and then decide. Cool. There's lots to learn. Lots to learn. Again, I have something else you might be interested too. So I'll hook you up. Cool. Benjamin done models. We want to build some kits as soon as income gets better. Yeah, problem is finding the kits. That's the hard part sometimes. I never did models before. I never built models when I was younger. So like the Falcon was my first model I ever built. So, and then the Sandcrawler, then Slave One. Those are the first three I've ever done. So, following a bunch of the original makers on Instagram, I want to learn all of it. Oh man, you'll never learn all of it. Nobody ever know. Well, even Jason Eaton, who's very, very schooled in a lot of this stuff, will tell you he doesn't know everything either. So ships display beautifully. I mean, they really do. They're great. I could show pictures later. I've been getting into those. I got the Bondi Perfect Grade Falcon. I heard that's good. I don't know anything. I don't know much about that. So I've heard of the Perfect Grade. I can't say whether it's good or not. I heard that it's good. But I can tell you right now, the D'Agostini Falcon is amazing. It is. It's a great. If you want to build a studio scale model, like the D'Agostini Falcon is so easy to put together. It's you have to have the books though, to the instruction books. There's 100 booklets that come with it. It's pretty foolproof. It's put this screw in this spot and this panel in this place and glue this greebly to this spot. There's like 4 pieces that they don't describe very well where they go, but if you go on the forums, everybody's more than willing to tell you where they go, or I'll tell you if you ask me. It's a fantastic model to build, and Bondi, I'm sure, is built very well too. I mean, there's a lot of good Bondi kits out there. In fact, I was watching a Jason Eaton show, one of his videos, and he said that if you're building a studio scale Y-wing, get the. Did he say it was a Bondi? Oh shit, I don't remember if it was Bondi. He said, get this kit, this Bondi kit, and it is pretty exact. Details they put on it in the moldings and stuff. It's very, very good map to use to build it. Would love to learn more about painting from you, Chris. I would suggest you go to John Simmons' videos. He does an amazing job of showing you how simple it is to do ILM style painting. He has a couple of videos where he paints X-wing wings, and he shows you that you really just put a little dab of thinned out paint on it and then blow it with a hair dryer, and it spreads out and it stains and it looks beautiful. Lee Ralph's video, he has a couple of good videos on painting too. He'll show you how to do it. That's where I learned. That's honestly how I learned to paint the models that I have now. And this, trying to get it clear. No. There we go. So I have like 2 videos on YouTube, and I kind of got the bright idea that I was like kind of show progress on some of these videos. And and it was a lot of work. And Matt, my neighbor, keeps telling me I should do it more. Um, and you know, when I'm building, it's kind of hard to build and video at the same time. It's difficult. Um, but like I said, I'm not an expert. Like a lot of times, I mean, I'll show you. I just did that background chip, and it really was a lot of trial and effort, trial and error. I did this. I didn't like it. I changed it. I tried something different. I didn't like it. I changed it, and then asked for advice from Lee Ralph and John Simmons and even Jason. And you know, and even when I finished it, I thought, oh, it's okay. It's not. I didn't really. I think when you're building your own models, you critique things more. And you're less happy with the way they turn out. Um, and you know, people tell you, "Great, it's great." And sometimes people will tell you that it's great only only because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But a lot of times they'll tell you it's great, and you still don't think to yourself that it's the way it should be. Like that background chip, I painted it. I liked it. It's it turned out it was what I wanted it to look like, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was good. And then the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, I really like this a lot. It grew on me a lot more and made me, you know, now I'm really happy with it. So I may eventually do some videos. I have a workshop now and a paint booth, and I may. Matt keeps trying me. My neighbor Matt keeps trying to telling me to do it. So I don't know why my camera's not focusing. With Benjamin's assistance, I sure I could come up with some things. Yeah. Just use. You know, it's good that you have each other to bounce back ideas back and forth from. You know, I show my wife stuff all the time. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's great. You know, it's what's it supposed to look like? You know, is that what it's supposed to look like? You know." So she don't know, but and then I show it to Matt, and I show it to Matt, my neighbor. And I show it to Jason. I bounce a lot of ideas off Jason and a lot of pictures off Jason. I'm like, and even like, okay, so I talked to Lee Ralph and John Simmons about a lot of my paintings, and I tell him flat out, I'm like, dude, if this looks like shit, please tell me it looks like shit. I would rather totally fix it rather than somebody tell me it looks good and it doesn't look good. So honestly, I don't like to be fluffed. Not that way, anyways. Let's see. Speaking of models, hoping Merlin models and NYC make the Republic gunship. That's a cool looking ship. Yeah, that's a really cool looking ship. I'd say the prequels, that and that AT, is it an ATT? It's like the precursor to the AT-AT. Those two, those are great designs for models. Like that would be a good one to make. So give them the idea. Both of them are probably. I know Merlin has the AT-AT, the blockade runner, the shuttle, and the Macquarie X-wing, which I'm excited about. That I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm so upset to say that because I was so excited for that. So yeah, if you liked it, again, I really don't want to offend anybody, but if you liked it, I always say to my brother-in-law, who it's weird because he went to see Last Jedi and he freaking hated it. He called me right after he left and he's like, "What is this garbage?" And then he went to see it again. He went to see it again. He went to see it again, and now he loves it. I don't know. How can you hate something to begin with and love it then later? I don't know. He's a little weird. Don't tell him I said that. No, I don't think he will. I hope so. I mean, got it. I mean, he was in Solo, so that's a possibility. I mean, there was supposedly some drama going on, but you don't know what's real and what's fake. So there's a lot of fake drama that's brought up for no reason. So there was apparently something with him and young Boba. Who knows? But hopefully that's not true, and he is Darth Maul because I love Ray Park as Darth Maul. I really do. I would love to see him show up in something come in the future with, playing Darth Maul again like he did in Solo. A Black Sun, like what do they call that? That criminal, the criminal organization. That would be great. Yeah, Boba was a train wreck. How do you fuck it up that bad? I don't know. Like, we can't go down that path. We can't. I love seeing your model builds. Chris keeps sharing. Oh, good. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. Sometimes I like this background ship. I built it, I painted it, and then I wondered, should I show it? Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm like, I don't know. I guess I will. I'll keep showing. I mean, what good is it going to do to build it and just sit down in my basement and, I'm happy with it. I show it to my wife. She's happy for me about it. But let's see. Canon. TLJ. My canon. The Last Jedi. The Skywalker one. And Boba Fett, Chapter 1 and partial. Don't. Yeah. So I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to either Matt or Jason, and I said to him, I just saw on Facebook that Ray's mom, the girl who played Ray's mom, her birthday was the other day. And I said to him, did they show Ray's mom? I mean, I totally blocked that out of my mind. I really did. Like, come on, man. Who's Palpatine's son? Like, where did this happen? And what was the name of that third one? I don't even remember. As soon as I saw horses riding on Star Destroyers, that was it for me. I was done. I was like, what? But hey, everybody's got different tastes. Everybody has different tastes. So you're right. They don't exist to me either. I don't own. I take that back. I own one sequel piece, and that is the Kylo Ren, the first rendition of him in the first movie. God, why am I blanking on it? Because I thought he looked cool when it came out, and the first movie was promising, and then they just totally. My dad got about 100 vintage sealed model kits, mostly aircraft. There are 90s but there are several 90s model kits, Star Wars model kits. That's awesome. I'm buying model kits all the time. Like, God, I have stacks of model kits in my and I might use one piece out of it. I'll pay like $100 for a kit or more, and I just pull one little 1/4-inch piece out there to put on something. It's really stupid, but I love it. I love it. So, yeah. What you need is kit lists, Benjamin Bowman. You need to find kit lists and see what you have and what you can put on. Like even some of my resin kits, I'll shave off the resin part and put the real piece on, just because it gives it a more crisp look, like sharp. The model piece is like sharp, so it looks better. To me at least. Yeah, Scott, definitely. If you are into models whatsoever, or even just beautiful artwork, you need to watch. John Simmons videos. Yeah, I never. When I first started getting into modeling, his site was probably the first one that really took my notice, took my attention, just because he's an artist. He does beautiful work, and I thought I did pretty good. And then I bought a piece off him, and when I received it, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, fuck, I got a long way to go. I feel like I do, and I just bought another piece from him too. I'll show that too. I'll show that. I got a piece coming real soon. It's really nice. Yeah, I got, there's a lot of comments. Wow. This is what I like. I like getting on. I mean, I love talking to with the other guys and going through the stuff, but like we do some interaction, but not a whole lot. It's I like this where we get on and talk to you guys. I mean, 27 on a Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday. It's pretty good. Yeah, into the Ranker pit. I have the Diego Falcon kit ready to assemble, but I haven't built it. Afraid to screw up the paint. Need to practice on a cheaper model first. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Good idea. You can't screw up building it. Like it's foolproof. Like it's an awesome model. I'm very happy that I started with that. That was my first model I did. I wanted to do, at the time, I wanted to do a sandcrawler and a falcon. And I'm glad I started with the falcon because the sandcrawler is a lot of shaving and cleaning and epoxying pieces together to stay together, and even boiling water and pouring on it so that it shapes better. Like sometimes it's not quite where it needs to be. So you pour boiling water on a resin kit and it becomes movable. And like I've always said about the paint job, it's paint. You can go back over it and do it all over again. It's just be careful of what paints you do. Like you can't spray enamel. You can't use enamel and then paint over it with acrylic. They don't mix well. I'm still learning a lot of different things that don't mix well. It will crack, it'll dry, it'll shrink, it'll mess it up big time. I learned. Acrylic first, enamel second. That's okay. But like I said, just and there's a great video. There's a great video on Facebook. On Archive, it's either on ArchiveX. I'm pretty sure it's on ArchiveX. It's a little older. It's Guy Cohen not showing how he did it, but talking about how he did different parts of the Falcon to get the look that you want. And that was exceptionally helpful. Like he went through, he's like, all right, this is this color, misted, and this, like you put the color down and then you mist it with another color and it gives you the color that you want, that it makes it look. So if you're looking to do D'Agostini Falcon, look that up. I think it's pretty old there's two ArchiveX Facebook groups. There's ArchiveX product page, and then there's ArchiveX painters page where a lot of people put on their stuff that they made in ArchiveX. So definitely look that up. That's very worthwhile. And then, like I said, you just watch John's weathering effects. And I mean, seriously, you could, with the Falcon, you put down the color, the main color, which it varies with what you want. If you want, I think Empire, you want it a little more white. If you want Star Wars, it's grime. I like the grime look of it. It gives it more of that Kenner original ship feel, and they must have seen it and did that color because that's what most people will agree is the base color. And then the panels that are different colors, you can't mess that up either. You just tape them off and paint it, and then once you have all the panels done, then you mist things and then you weather it. Me, I struggle sometimes with the weathering. I'm afraid to go too far because you can go too far and it becomes too dark. Even like the base coat, you can go too dark with it. Less is more. Less is always more. You can always add, but start less. So, Aaron, D'Agostini's are pretty fun. Built the 1/2 R2D2 and a blast putting it together, so I could imagine the Falcon. Yeah, it's hard to get them. And I know D'Agostini is no longer making model kits. They made the X-Wing, and I think they people are struggling to get the last parts of it. But let me tell you, the Falcon is so worth it. So worth it. Benjamin and Robin, if you're still listening, I would, if you're thinking about starting it, start with the Augustine Falcon. It's pretty foolproof. Let's see. Are there any detailed information when McCory X-Wing will be offered? This is from Ron Miles. Yes, it is coming. I don't have any idea when. They're just doing right now. I think they did a digital renders and they have a physical copy, physical printout, physical piece printed up. And I think he's tweaking that and painting it, and then I think he's going to show it, hopefully. I'm all over that. I kind of gave him the idea to do it because we were talking the one time on a show, and I'm like, hey, I think it was the show we did the blockade runner on. Like, just an idea for you. Why don't you try the McQuarrie? Because I really wanted one at the time, and I still want one. But at the time, I was really like deep diving into it. So I was like, what about doing a McQuarrie X-Wing? Like you don't have to be totally screen accurate because there is no screen accuracy to it. It's a concept drawing. You can't go wrong. So, and he actually really liked the idea. So he decided to make one. I don't want to take credit for it, but I did mention it. We'll skip that. That's a little too. I don't know how they destroyed Bilka Boba. Yeah. I don't know how you do. Boba Fett wasn't that bad. I'd give it 7. Maybe season 2 will be better. Maybe Boba's balls will drop. Hey, I'm glad you liked it. I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, and I just it wasn't for me. It was really just left me upset. I'm glad you liked it though. I'm hoping season 2 is better too as well. Let's see. I have a Falcon Fine Molds kit. I might sell it new in the box. I'm sure somebody would want one. Hey Brian, how's it going? Yes, I'm bored. I'm in a hotel by myself, and I'm actually glad I did this because like 28 people, a bunch of people talking to me. I pulled pictures to talk about too, like other stuff, but I haven't even gotten. We've been on an hour and we've just been talking through the comments. It's been great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. We may not even get the pictures. So I got them on Amazon. I can send. Yep. So I built my D'Agostini Falcon. I put extra LEDs and painted it 3 times till I got it right. Yep. So did I. I painted mine twice. A little bit of a, just so everybody knows, I painted the Falcon twice. I painted it once. I didn't like it. I repainted the whole thing. And then was happier with it. I painted my Sandcrawler twice. First time I didn't like it, so I painted it again. I learned what I did wrong the first time and made it better the second time. And I actually painted the whole studio scale Slave 1 twice. Boy, I'm telling you, I hated it. I didn't like it the first time. I messed it up the first time because on the main hull, you have a lot of latex paint. You have to use a lot of latex to get the scarring effect. And I went too light on the green because after you do the green, you're supposed to mist it with a dark grime. And that's what turns the gray primer color to that yellowish tan. Okay. And it takes the green down. So I had the green down too far, too light. And then when I sprayed it with all that grime, it took the green down even further. So it wasn't right. So I had to re-latex everything, which was a pain in the balls. I'm looking at a picture and I'm putting latex on it and trying to get it. You can't get it exact, but you can get it pretty close. You try to get the same shapes and stuff. You can't get it exact, but when I did that, when after I looked at it after it was painted, I'm like, oh fuck, I have to do this again. I can't not. So every time I try a new paint job, I did on the X-Wing too. Every single model that I've done, I've painted twice. So don't be afraid to try it. Don't be. Hasbro Falcon, yeah, you can buy 3D parts to get it closer. Oh, speaking of this, yeah, the LEDs are worth putting in. I actually changed the back engine lights too. I bought one off of this site called, oh shit, it was called Falcon 3D Parts or something. And it actually like starts up like flickering when you turn it on, and then after it does the startup procedure, it like pulsates out, like the LEDs just like pulsate like it's flying. It's pretty great. It's worth the $200 it was. Yeah, I think it was $200. Models by Chris. This Falcon looks so real. Extra, yeah. Models by Chris is cool. I've watched him a lot too. I've watched a lot of guys paint a lot of things, and even there's a guy who lives close to me. His name is Rob Rossi. He has a bunch of um, videos up too of his paint jobs. If you're into, if you want to learn how to build things and paint things and just see how to put LEDs in, he's very informative. Check him out. He's worth watching if you're into it at all. Like, and he's a good guy. I've gone and hung out at his shop, and really nice guy. He'll answer questions for you too if you write him. Like I wrote him asking him questions, and then I wrote him asking if he could print me up some 3D parts to make the Sandcrawler more accurate. Not accurate, but like closer to accurate. And he's a great guy. Models by Chris too. He has a lot of great builds. I'm trying to think if there are any others. I mean, I know there are a lot more, but I just can't think of them off the top of my head. And another thing I started learning how to paint was I watched a lot of painters on YouTube that do tanks, like weathered tanks. Now it's a different kind of paint than it's a different kind of technique than ILM used, but it still gives you some ideas on how things work, like how you do chipping and how you add paint colors to chipping to make them more realistic and different things that you can learn. Uh, I watched a lot of those, and it helped me to get it in my head how to do things, and then it was a little bit easier for me to understand how to, because there's a different style when it comes to ILM paint jobs compared to tank paint jobs. Let me show you. So I just bought this piece from John Simmons. It's going to be coming soon, really soon. I'm excited for it. Oh, where'd it go? Shit. And this kind of this actually shows more of the tank kind of paint techniques. Well, where you go? Damn it. Let's see. And from what I understand, he did model tank kits first before he started doing like Star Wars studio scale stuff. So this is it. It is a. Oh, where'd you go? It is a AT-DT from. Damn, I thought from Solo, and he did it like a paint, like a tank. Bear with me for a second. I'm just downloading it again because I had it downloaded and I lost it. All right, there we go. That's not the other one. I swear I had this ready to go to begin with, but it doesn't always work out the way I want it to. And one more. This thing's fucking beautiful. This thing is so. I remember when I was looking at John's models on his. If you go through his Facebook page, he has pretty much all the models he's ever done. Pretty close to all of them, and it's just so nice to go in and check out what he does and his artwork. So this is the ATDT, and I guess it's supposed to be a precursor to the ATST, and this is all found parts donor kit. It's made completely with donor kits from model kits. But if you look, I mean, just look at the tank detail, the chipping and the streaks and this caught my eye immediately as soon as I started going through his stuff. And I didn't think to ask him if he wanted to sell it, but then I asked him just recently, and he's like, "Yeah, mate, I'll sell it to you." So yeah, it's here. This piece right here. This is on so many different model kits. It's on Snowspeeder, not Snowspeeder. ATST. It's on Slave One. It's on Speeder Bike. It's a lot of these pieces are on other. I could spend a whole show going over like kit parts, but it's just there's a lot of that's the helmets. So yeah, that's the piece that this shows a little bit more of a tank paint scheme rather than the ILM scheme, which was a lot of just like blotches and streaking and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, we'll go back to some comments. Let's see here. This was a good idea. Where's my comments at? Where's the last one? There we go. I appreciate all your suggestions. I watched John Simmons. I needed that for paint blasters too. Yeah, watch John. He's without a doubt worth watching and getting ideas on how to do things. You can buy a built Falcon STK already built painted lighty for $2,400. Okay, what's STK? I don't know what that means. Let's see. I have a MR Boba Fett blaster, but what I really want is a Chewbacca bowcaster. Dude, I want that Boba Fett blaster. Like, I've wanted one for a long time. I'm sure one day I'm going to buy one that's built by somebody. The MR one's beautiful. I just don't want to spend the money on it. It's pretty expensive. I go for the Jeremy Bullock signed one. It's really expensive. So good on you, Corey, man. That's awesome. Chewy bowcaster. Just be patient. Okay. A little bit of patience. You may have an opportunity. I'm not gonna say anything. But just be patient. I'm going to practice with the 1996 Ertl. Yeah, definitely practice on it. Paint it. You'll see what you do wrong. You won't. You'll fuck it up the first time. I did. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I did fuck it up the first time, and the second time a little bit too. Definitely practice on other pieces, and I'm kind of guilty of that. Like a lot of times I've heard people say practice on a piece of styrene or practice on an older model, and I haven't. I should. I should. Then I probably wouldn't paint it twice. But I'm giving advice to try it on a different model, but I don't do that myself. So I paint it and I fuck it up and then I paint it again. So it's great advice. I don't practice what I preach. So I guess I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. Thanks for the Falcon advice, Chris. I'll check out Archive X. Yes. Listen, I I'm not good with colors. Like I don't. There's people who have studied color theory and opacities, and like Jason talks about opacities, and I'm like it's just like I have no idea what he's talking about. Um, and Archive X just basically gives you confidence. These are Jason Eaton's words. Confidence that this is the right color. Some people are great at mixing colors and getting the color that they want. Um, that's not me. I'm not. Like I'm always writing John. Hey, what's this color? Is it misted with something? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? And he'll like, yeah, mate, that's it. And and it's always mate. I love it. It's funny. I laugh every time he writes mate. Him and Lee Simmons, they always write mate, and I love it. It makes me laugh. But I'm terrible with colors. If I see like, okay, let's take for example the X-wing. Okay, so I have a picture of X-wing here, right? And I look at this and I think to myself, okay, that's this light baby blue that they have. Let's put it up. I look at it and think, oh, this is like that light baby blue. I can't think of the name of it, like on here. Okay, I think it's that. Okay, it's not. It's Stormy Sea, which is the color that Vader TIE and the TIE fighters are painted, and then you mist it over with shit. What color? Light grime. That's right, light grime. And it makes it that grayish light blue color that is what you want. Now, I didn't know that. I did not know that. So I asked questions. Um, that's how you achieve a lot of the colors that you look at. Like some people might just look at this and spray it the light blue that they have, and it's not. So, I mean, if you put it on and you like it, it's great. But I wanted it to look right. So like and like trying to think, there are other colors on here that are misted. Um, like this is three colors. There's yellow under there's this yellow, and then there's a latex applied, and then it's sprayed orange, and then more latex applied, and then it's sprayed. Man, I wish I remembered. Like a dark gray. Misted it so you don't cover the entire thing, and it's just layer upon layer upon layer. So ask questions. Ask a lot of questions because what you see and what it actually is are completely different. So yeah, let's see here. You're welcome, Ron. I appreciate it. That's awesome. World War II German armored tanks are great. They have a lot of character to them. They have a lot of cool colors to them. They're a lot of fun to like. That's like I said. That's where I started. Okay, long one. Brian, love your latest background ship. Want to tinker around on my Hasbro Snowspeeder and weather it up. I use acrylics for my artwork. Is that the same type of acrylic paint I'd use on a model? No. I don't know. Are you using like tubes, tubes of acrylic paint? Because these are thinned out model paints that are acrylic. They have enamel ones and they have acrylic ones. Enamel and acrylic are misleading. Enamel are oil-based paints, and acrylics are water-based paint. So I'm not the person to know that. So I would say it's different. I would look for like Tamiya. I like Tamiya. I like no, yeah, you don't use the tube acrylic paint. Yeah. You'd like a squeeze tube. No. It's Tamiya paint Archive X paint, I use both of those. Mostly Archive X because I want to. Like I said, I can't figure the colors out myself. I'm not good at that. Let's see. There are 2 runs on the RPF. If combined, you can get all the parts you need for either a New Hope or TFA Bloodcaster. If you don't mind building it yourself, yeah, there are, yeah. If you want to build one yourself, there are. RPF is a great resource for a lot of things. A lot of it is deleted. Like I can't tell you how many times I go on there looking for kit ID parts, and it's like, all right, this person deleted this picture, this person deleted this picture, this person. I'm like, man, there's more. It's a bone graveyard more than it's frustrating to go on a thread. And it's like everybody deleted everything, so it is a little frustrating. Oh wow, I can't believe I'm through the comments. Awesome. Well, not awesome. I'm glad there were a lot of people talking. Yeah. Well, John, the one that I'm speaking of, the Bowcaster, will have some lineage to it. Yeah, it will. All right, that's the last comment. Anything else you guys want me to talk about? I mean, I know Harry wanted me to go through these helmets. I feel like I could do that. Yeah. So where'd you go? The helmets. There they are. Harry. So this is my helmet shelf. So most of these are RS helmets. Okay, so these are no, I'm sorry. The TIE Pilot is an RS helmet. This is a Hero Stormtrooper helmet. This here is a Darth Vader Novos helmet. That one's beautiful. It's more idealized than let's say if you bought it from RS. I mean, maybe one day I'll get one from RS. This is the HDPE Stormtrooper. I was not. That was something I wasn't all that interested in to begin with because I'm not a huge Stormtrooper fan, but I know a lot of people are. It's like the staple of Star Wars. And I thought, I got one. I'm okay with that. Plus, the HTP was a little more expensive. But when I thought about it for a little while and kept thinking, I'm like, I better just get it, because I just love RS. RS could make underwear for Rogue One 6, and I would love it. So I bought it, and at first I was like, I don't really know. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, God, I'm so glad I got this thing. This is top tier. This is so good. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's good. It's awesome. Oh, you bought the HTP because of mine. Wow. Okay, cool. RS Red Label Biker Scout. I just got the blaster. I was a little surprised at how small the Biker Scout helmet was compared to other helmets. And then you look at the TIE Pilot helmet, and that sucker's, it's like a bobblehead. It's huge. And everybody who wants an AT-AT one, it's the same size. It's the same helmet. It's just painted white or gray. So expect a big helmet as well when RS finally does it. I feel like the TIE Pilot looks a little off when you display it with other helmets because it's so big. That's why I bought a bust. The bust, it displays on a bust. Absolutely gorgeous. I love my TIE bust. And if you're going to get a TIE Pilot helmet and you have the room, get the bust because it will take your TIE Pilot helmet up. It'll display so much better. Okay, top shelf. We have a Novos Short Trooper, And we have a Novos ATTE Trooper. Is that right? Yeah, ATTE, the one from Rogue One, right? I like that. If you the back of it is really cool. It has this big red square on the back, and there's a lot more to it. It's I actually like that better than the Shore Trooper. That was one of my favorites. This one here is a Novos Royal Guard. That one, when you walk down your room and you look at this shelf, like what immediately draws your attention? Like it's that. Like Vader's great, but you look at this shelf and immediately my attention is drawn to this thing. Okay. Um, it's a great helmet. If you have a chance to get it. It really is a great helmet. This is a Ghost Trooper that I got from Jason. We thought it was a Novos piece, but it's not. It's actually a props armory shop, the one in Russia. He bought it thinking it was an Novos one, and he realized that somebody told him it wasn't. So it is what it is. It looks good. It looks good compared next to the Novos Death Trooper. I'm hoping a Novos actually, because the Novos one has a better design, like a better shape to it than this one does. If a Novos comes out with one, I'm buying it for sure, no doubt about it. Okay, pilots. Don't like look at the Y wing because I don't really want it on that shelf with all the. I want to put that somewhere where it's stands out on its own. But for right now, until I build more pedestals, it's there with the other pilots. Okay, so everybody knows the new hyperdrive DAC helmet. That's great. It's awesome. I display them sideways because I love the artwork. I think if I display it front, it just gives me visor and cheek pads. And plus, the DAC helmet has a lot of weathering on the back that makes it. That's what makes it really special. Big props to the hyperdrive for getting this out. If somebody would have asked me before if I wanted a DAC helmet, and I would have said no, I don't really want one. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh man, I gotta have that. And now that I do have it, it's a great one. Like it stands out on the shelf. This is a wedge helmet. If I had more room, I'd buy all the pilot helmets because they are just a work of art. They're painted. They have so many different cool things on it that you just like looking at it. It's like, I don't know. I would love to have more pilot helmets. So this here is a Rogue One. Shit, I'm spacing on his name. Wow, it's pretty bad. This is what happens when you're on YouTube sometimes. Like you think about something and then it just totally leaves your brain. Merrick, okay, General Merrick, okay. What I love about this one is it has the dark green down here and then white, and then you have this baby blue up top. It's just striking. Like it fits with the old helmets as well. So, and this one's special because it was a project that I originally kind of came up with, and then it turned into, like that we all got it from RS's, a special thing. And down here on the cheek, it says Rogue One 6 in Arabesh. So it's just 4 of them that were done for the 4 of us. No, I'm sorry, it's over here. Sorry about the truck in the background. I'm at a hotel. Gold Leader. Come on, stop. Gold Leader. Gorgeous helmet. When they come out with this thing, you guys need to get this. This one is beautiful. Like the artwork is amazing. And this red one is Jack Claff, Red 4. Awesome helmet. Awesome helmet. Down the bottom, we have an Anovos Tank Trooper helmet, which I really like. There's a clean version, which is supposed to be limited to less pieces, but I like the well, I don't know. I like the weathered version a lot. And then over the Range Trooper helmet, which is from Oh shit. The car. What was the car? Rogue. The Rogue. Does it, somebody tell me what name of this car was? And there's only 50, 50, 50 of these ever made. It's not a helmet. It has a post in the bottom that sticks. You can't put it on, but this thing's beautiful. I love the design of this range trooper. Um, these three helmets I painted. The Ahsoka one, the Jesse, and Captain Rex. I Nissan Rogue. Thank you, dear Brian. I appreciate that. Like I said, I get brain farts when I'm online sometimes. Yeah, I painted these. These are I bought as casts from a guy kind of local to me. Two of them are the guy from the guy in Baltimore. I stopped and bought, and the Captain Rex I bought from a guy in England, and then painted it myself. I also painted two other helmets, which were Echo and Fives, which I just sold. He's happy with them. I really do. And then, of course, we have the Y-Wing. So, yeah, I don't need to say much more about that. That's pretty amazing helmet. It's definitely a great one. So, yeah, Harry, there's my helmets. Most of them have the signature plaques for the RS ones. I also have like I said, I have a tie bust, which I have, obviously I have the helmet, and I have a Hoth, a snowtrooper bust, which is over here on the right-hand side, of the bust. So, and then also our exclusive, which is, oh God, it's beautiful. If you don't have it, get it. I think I may be wrong, but there are a few extra spots available yet, possibly. So let's see. I got some more comments. I have an Iwata Evolution CR dual brush airbrush. Do I need a different airbrush for longer surfaces or different tip? Do you know? Okay, so my Iwata was a 0.3 mil, and I painted a Falcon, a Slave One. No, you don't. You just make sure it's clean. That's the main problem. You'll get a smaller jet. If it's not, you can move it back and it'll give you a wider spray. I've used an Iwata for a little while now. I actually used some cheap, when I did my Falcon, I used cheap $30 airbrushes I got off of Amazon that I went through like 3 of them and then finally said, fuck this, I'm not buying these anymore because they go bad. And I bought an Iwata. And now I just bought a Grex, which has a, what do they call that, spray tip, where it like sprays it more square and wide, and it seems to get better coverage. But you can do big surfaces with Iwata as well. It just takes more paint and more time and more passes, and so let's see. Oh yeah, I bought the HGP. Why did you buy it? Because of mine? I mean, I'm sure you saw a lot more other than mine, Harry. I think I was late on the run even too, but thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate that. Corey, how long have you been collecting? Do you own those Star Wars vans, the old ones that came in the pack of 2? Are we talking about the plastic black van that you do the ripcord on? I played with them as a kid, if that's the ones you're talking about. I've been collecting all my life, really. Obviously I'm old enough to have played with these when I was a kid. I played with Empire. I started buying Empire toys when it came out, and then Jedi was when I was really cognizant of having memories more of seeing movies and stuff. But let's see, I had them as a kid, and then when I turned like 14, 15, I didn't play with my toys. My parents threw them all out. And then I started collecting comic books, and I worked at a comic book store when I turned like 16 till like 21. And I bought a lot of vintage toys. at that time when they weren't very expensive. Um, they were at the time. You thought, oh man, these things are expensive, but now they're not. Well, now they are. Now compared to what they were then, I bought probably half of these from people bringing them into the comic book store, and then I would, before they went on the shelf, I would just buy them. I would buy them for myself. Because people were bringing them in all the time to sell them because they didn't want them. And this was early 90s, 89, 90, 91, something like that. Back in the old days of what was the name of that newspaper that occasionally came around? There was no internet. It was, you bought them off of this little folding newspaper or the back of a magazine, and I never bought them off there because I just never sent away for stuff. But I always bought them from the store. I've been collecting since, like, really collecting these vintage figures since probably 88, 87, 1987. I graduated high school in 91, and I remember having, see, if you look down here, it was my 18th birthday, and my best friend at the time bought this for me, the Imperial Dignitary. I still have it. It's the one he bought me when I was 18 years old, so I think, what are the ones that I buy back then? Okay, I bought back then when I was a kid, and I'd say half of these I bought when I was a kid. The one that I paid the most for, like, was the Boba Fett, the 21 back Boba Fett. It's graded to 75. I paid the most for that. That was $2,000 at the time when I bought it, and I thought, oh my god, I can't buy this. It's too freaking expensive. But I did, and I'm glad I did, because now I couldn't even touch it. Like, I couldn't even touch it. And then the vehicles I bought later than when I was a kid, when I was in my teens. I bought those. Okay, so how it goes with a lot of Star Wars collectors is especially in vintage. So everybody originally was trying to get all the carded figures, right? And then once everybody buys all those and they become a lot of money, the fans jump to another section, like vehicles. Okay. And if you get this stuff before the collective community decides, oh, let's go after all these vehicles, they're available. And I happened to buy all these right before the collective community decided, oh, let's go buy all the vehicles. Now these are untouchable. They're impossible. They're very hard to find. They don't come up much for sale. Not a lot. Okay, there's a Deal or No Deal, but that's totally different. That's a site where it's a seller's market rather than a buyer's market. But then let's say after this, they decide they want to go to prototypes. And then after all those are bought, and they go to double telescoping lightsabers, and then foreign cards. I remember when the Tri-Logo Boba Fett and all those Tri-Logo cards, you couldn't give those away. I had no interest in them. You couldn't give them away. Now they're really expensive because the collective community of vintage collectors has jumped to that. Once it sells out, once people buy it all up in prices, they jump to the next thing. So that's what happens. And I happen to be lucky and get in on these things before that occurred. So lucky. Let's see. What else we got here? Been debating grabbing an RS Stormy, just not sure which to get. If I were you, Brian, and you're able to get an HTP, get that. Do you have any other? Do you have any more RS pieces? I have the Hero, and I loved it, but now that I have the HTP, I like that way more. Way more. That's me. Let's see. Looking for my first hero or stunt Stormy. That's exactly what I was saying. The hero is gorgeous. It's really nice, but there's no weathering on it, which they did. Weathering wasn't really a thing for stormtroopers unless they were on Tatooine. But the original heroes they have bumps. They're not smooth. They have chips. They have like different shapes and twisted funny and not straight, and they're not perfect. The hero helmet's perfect. It's cleaned up. It's made, to look like it should look on camera. Depends on what you want, Greg. I mean, if you want the idealized, good-looking hero, go for that. If you want the bumps and warts and all that come with how the original Stormtroopers helmets look, go with the stunt. I was interested in the heroes first. I wanted the idealized version. That's why I bought the hero first, and then, like I said, I looked at the HCP and I thought, oh, I'm not really sure, but then now it's beautiful. I love it. I would suggest that if you have a chance. Thanks, man. They are. I love them. I want to get more of them, but like I said, man, I can't. It's gotta. Like, I'm getting out of room here. Where's it at? The pilots. I'm running out of room. Like I said, I have the room, but I really don't want to clutter it up. I really don't. So let's see here. More comments. Let's see. Absolutely love it. Thanks, Harry. It's cleaned religiously. I'll check the tip size. Yeah. The bigger the tip size, like if you go to like from a 0.3 to 0.5, you get bigger spray. It's a bigger coverage. You go down, you get more accurate, more detailed. Like you can go down to a 0.2 or I think maybe even lower. Yeah, I dig the combo of pieces you made with RS and licensed stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'm not picky. Like if I see a beautiful piece that's licensed, I'll buy it. I mean, I'll buy everything that RS would buy. I sell. I really would. There's not a piece that I wouldn't buy of RS. It's just they're my favorite. Like I would buy those RS pieces before I buy it in Novos. The only thing is they do OT. That's their thing. They do OT, and people ask them to do Death Troopers and other things, but they're never going to do that because they only do our OT stuff. So I don't really know why people keep asking, because it's not going to happen. But if you want an OT piece, you either have to go. I'm sorry, not OT piece. Anything other than original trilogy, you have to go to somebody who makes them, or a Novos. Well, I don't. It's a Dio Novos or whatever, however you pronounce it. Do Novos. They're better now with selling stuff and actually getting it, because the Novos sucked. I bought these all secondhand. I didn't buy any of them from a Novos. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I remember. I remember now. We used to talk on Messenger for a while there, and then yeah. Okay, now I remember. I missed it. What is the helmet to the left of the Imperial Guard? That is the ATTE helmet. Wait, hold on. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not ATT. It's ACT. ATACT. It is basically a white short trooper. It's the driver for the ACT in Rogue One. You only see the back of them. You don't see the front of them. For a split second, and they have this big red square on the back. Message me, John. I'll send you. If you look it up, you'll find it. If you can't find it, I'll send you a picture. Just hit me up. That reminds me. I've been wanting to say this on every single live stream I do. I have there are people who friend request me, and I don't generally accept friend requests because my Facebook page is just it's pictures of my kids and pictures of my wife and I, and nobody wants to see that. You want to talk Star Wars, so I just don't want anybody to get offended if I don't accept your friend request. It's nothing personal. My family is different. It's separate from this, so I don't want anybody to ever get offended by that. But if you can't find what you're looking for picture wise, John, hit me up and I'll send you pictures of it back. Also, Right of the Guard. That's the God. I wish I remembered the name of the company. The ones that are making the uh, Scout Trooper for Hyperdrive. That's the Russian company that made this. They made this Ghost Trooper. And if you're not familiar with what a Ghost Trooper is, it is the concept artwork version of the Death Trooper. When they were doing concept work for Rogue One, they originally did a white Death Trooper, which I actually like more than the black Death Trooper. I think it looks better. It just comes across more Star Wars ish. And like I said, if Anovos came out with their version, which the bases, the tubes on the bottom are a little bit thicker and like stick out more. It's more bell shaped rather than straight. And I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would absolutely jump all over that. Let's see here. Is that an Aeron chair you're using? I started using Kunji Club. I am in a hotel and I really don't know what kind of chair it is. I don't know. It's not my chair. I couldn't tell you. I'm just in a hotel for the night for work. So I'll tell you the one I have at home when I get home. The one I have at home is way more comfortable than this one is. That's for sure. What is the difference between RS Hero and HDPE Storm? Okay. The Hero. Okay, so Simon has a stunt helmet. Okay, he has a original stunt helmet, which is the basis of all of their Stormtrooper helmet. And then they got a hold of a Hero faceplate. So then they decided they were going to make a Hero version of a Stormtrooper. Like the stunt one has a different faceplate than the Hero one. And also the Hero helmet is cleaned up. The bumps that are all over the normal stunt helmet are cleaned up. The chipping, it's more idealized and for like Luke and Han to wear in the front of the camera, whereas the stunt helmets were background stormtroopers that nobody got close-ups of, and the surface is bumpy. Like some of the surfaces are bumpy. They're twisted a little bit. They're not perfect. And then the HDPE is a different kind of plastic that they used originally on the stormtroopers back in for A New Hope, and because of the HDE plastic, the paint didn't stick to it. So no matter if they primed it or not, it still didn't stick. Chipped off. The chips came off. So for an HDPE, there's little chips of paint missing on it intentionally to make it look like the original stunt HDPE plastic helmet. I hope that answers your question, Irish Jedi. Brian, my friend, Brian, you need an RS helmet. You have to have it. So a lot of the MR, Novos, EFX helmets are very heavy. They're made of fiberglass and they're solid. They're idealized. They're solid. They're made of the same kind of plastic that they used in 77, 80, and 83. Like they're made to be worn. They're glued together, funky. They have They have weird things that stick out that you would look at and you think that's not right. That shouldn't be sticking out like that, but it is. It's how their helmets. They got a hold of an original and they recreated every detail. Like, okay, take for example the snow trooper on the cow, the vinyl that sticks up on the nose. It's right here, right on the nose piece. It sticks out like an eighth of an inch. If you didn't know any better, you look at it, you're like, man, they didn't glue that down right. No, that's how the original prop was. They make their pieces exactly like the original prop. Um, and when you get your first RS helmet, you might feel it and be like, man, this thing's light plastic, and it sometimes looks weird because it's not shaped right. But that's what they do. It's and eventually you'll grow to love it. Like you will want to sell your Novos and EFX and MR. Maybe not the MR because of how much there are worth. Well, okay, sell them and keep them. Don't listen to me, but I guarantee you guys, if you try RS helmet, you will not be unhappy with it. Missed out on the green bucket. Yeah, don't. They'll come out around again. I'm sure they'll do them again. I can't see how they won't do them. It's too good not to. Yeah, the RS Boba helmet. Yeah, it is going to be worth it. I mean, the Y-wing took 3 years for people to get. The Boba Fett, I have one. It is. I don't know which I like better, the Boba Fett. I'd have to say the Boba Fett. I'd have to say the Boba Fett is my favorite helmet I own. Probably then my Concept Snow Trooper, and then my Y-wing. Those three are the pinnacle helmets that I have. Boba Fett is just a class on its own. Like, it's just. Aaron. No, I don't have a Sand Trooper. I said, but I was saying earlier before that I'm not a huge Stormtrooper fan. I was happy with just one, but then I decided I needed the HP. If I was to get a Sand Trooper, I would probably get the whole bust. I like Matt's a lot. His displays beautifully, and I thought about getting it a bunch of times, but then oh shit, I don't have room. Any RS bus coming your way now that they're available on the site to buy? Not yet. There's one that I really want, and I'm sure it's going to be available sometime in the future. If I was going to buy another bust, I would definitely buy Sand Trooper next. That would be my next one. I have a Snow Trooper. I have a TIE Pilot. I would buy a Sand Trooper. And so help me God, if RS does not make an AT-AT bust, I'm going to have a serious talking with each and every one of them. So, yeah, that's a must. Not always dusting. I do dust usually once a week, maybe once every other week or something like that. Okay, so down in my basement, you have the steps. Okay, and you go around the corner of the steps and you go in through this other door, which is right now it's my wife's son's bedroom, and then behind that is my furnace. So the air comes right down my steps and goes right around the corner and right into that room, into the furnace. And eventually he's probably going to move out sometime this year and we're going to I'm going to have a home theater in there. But that's where all my dust is at. It's in that one path. Like, I have two shelves. I have a shelf on the right with all my hot toys, and then a shelf on my left with all the, I don't think I have a picture of that. With all the Marvel hot toys, and that is where all the dust collects. I don't think. See, you can see like right here. This is where it like right around this corner is the steps, and it goes that way towards the left, and that's the main area that I dust. It goes away from this door, but no, I don't really have to dust a whole lot. I use a Yeah, see over on the right hand side is that Marvel section. That's where I dust. Um, I just use a Swiffer duster. I go on and just just real lightly go over top of things with a Swiffer duster. It gets dust off, and good. Wow, we still have 28 people listening to me ramble about nothing. Sometimes you get lucky, like your vintage ships. I bought a ton of MR lightsabers before TFA was released. Now I wouldn't be able to touch most of them. Yeah, I was collecting when the MR lightsabers came out, and at the time, to me, $350 is too expensive. I had a Darth Maul lightsaber MR1, and I loved it. I loved it. I'm sure people have heard me say about this. I had to sell it. I I had triplets. At the time I was laid off, so I needed formula and I needed diapers, and I ended up selling my Darth Maul lightsaber for $350, and I regret it ever since. Yeah. I wish I wanted. I always say I want to get another one, um, but honestly, there's makers out there that make them, and they make them really well, that are a lot less expensive than the MR ones. I'll tell you what, though, the one thing I wish I had bought, and I actually did buy. I bought it off eBay from a guy in Australia for $500, and I was so excited. It was the Jango Fett blasters in the acrylic case with a crisscross like this. I was so happy I bought it, and I paid for it, and the guy never freaking sent it. I was so devastated, and I got my money back because it was eBay. But I was like, freaking A, come on, man, seriously. So I see those online, and I'm like, mother effer didn't send me my damn. Um, let's see what else here we got. RS can't do newer props because the licensing OTs seem deemed unprotected. Yes, that's very true. Plus, I don't think they want to make newer props. I think they're big, huge OT collectors, and um, they love what they do. Okay, I just realized I have this picture up, and this is an old picture. I have those two sandcrawlers are not there anymore, and this Egyptian test chess set that I had here, just because my son and I played a lot, is no longer there anymore. So, if you're wondering why this looks like it does, this isn't what my room looks like any longer. Like, there's the X-wing, and Slave One is now in the place of one of those sand crawlers. So, Army Prop Shop. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Harry. I appreciate that. Wow. My father, I remember my brother built a 172 Falcon back in the 80s. Now I have the 172 Bondi one, but I have yet to start it. Dude, start it. Start it. I'd love to put it up. Let's see. Just do it, man. Just do it. I have talked about celebration. Yep, I did in the beginning of the show. If you have any questions, just ask. I'm just answering questions. Oh, my battery's gonna die. Yeah, let me know what you're wondering. Let's see. I got the RS Stunt DIY kit on Black Friday. Really great entry into Star Wars RS stuff and budget friendly if you don't mind making it yourself. Yeah, John, like I said, RS stuff is amazing. That I've never bought the DIY kits. I could paint them. I'd rather somebody else do it. Yeah, it's like I said, I will buy anything RS. I will buy anything they come out with soon. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have bought a DAC helmet if the hyperdrive had asked anybody else to do it. I wouldn't have bought it, but because it was RS, I definitely had to have it. No offense, guys, at the hyperdrive, you're putting out some great stuff. I just love RS stuff. It's. What else do I have coming from them? I have a white prototype Boba Fett on order from them. It's gonna be a little while till that comes, but that I have on order from a long time ago. Yes, the heroes were pulled in ABS plastic for the original movie, not in HDPE. You are correct. Thank you, Derek. All the imperfections, I'm going to paint mine up like a sand trooper that got left behind. Beautiful. Beautiful. ABS versus PVC preference. I don't have any of the only. Let me think. I'm not sure if my hero one is an ABS or not. I honestly don't know. Whatever it is that they use. Why did, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm completely wrong. The PVC is the one that they use for they use as well. You can get helmets made in PVC or ABS. All of mine are in PVS and ABC. ABS. I prefer the ABS. I don't remember why I prefer the ABS, but everything I have is ABS. So hopefully that answers your question, Greg. Order a life-size Han and Carbonite from Sideshow. I'm surprised you don't have one or a life-size R2. The Carbonite block is from Sideshow is really big. It takes up a lot of real estate. And an R2D2. Really cool. I just never, I mean, I like R2D2. I don't like C3PO that much. I know I'm gonna get blasted for that, but he's not a favorite of mine, especially when he's in the sequels. That probably really turns me off a lot to C3PO. I have had the opportunity to buy an R2D2, like somebody made one. Just was never on my idea list. Never on something that I was really that crazy about. So going Friday to Star Wars Celebration. It's my first time attending. Is that a good day? Yes, it's a very good day. Actually, Thursday or Friday are probably the best days because Saturday, maybe Sunday might be a little slower, but Saturday compared to Friday and Thursday are going to be gluttonous. You may be stepping on people may be stepping on you tip to tip. It's way too close quarters. The only ones I could probably compare it to is if you were at New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con's pretty crowded as well. I go to that almost every year. I go to Baltimore Comic Con too. That's not bad. Baltimore Comic Con is pretty cool if you're into that's mostly comics. Star Wars Celebration is Saturday is going to be gluttonous. Friday is a good day to go because a lot of people are still at work, and there's going to be a lot of people there. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be anything like Saturday. Nothing like. Has RS offered a signed red leader yet? No. Well, people have asked them for a red leader, and I know a lot of people have some that you can ask RS for any of the pilots, red leader, Porkins, Biggs, and they'll do it. I mean, maybe not right at this moment because they're trying to catch up, but a little while ago, you could write Andrew and say, "Hey, I really want a red leader," and I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the actor who played Red Leader has passed, so I don't think that a signed edition is a possibility. I might be wrong. I mean, I don't know that I'm not into the Deadpool for Rebel pilots, but I think he's no longer alive. So hopefully he is, and we can get that. But Red Leader is a very, very, very cool looking, very cool helmet. It's one that I actually have thought about. It's probably, if I were to buy another pilot helmet, that would be my next one. I go to that Comic Con in Oaks. I live pretty close to Oaks. I live in Reading, which is north of Oaks. They have a great toy show every year too. Retro, is it RetroCon? and it's pretty good to get some vintage stuff. There's more vintage stuff there that I've seen than any other show, except for you'll see a lot of vintage at Star Celebration. Um, yeah, that's a good show, Brian. I'm trying to remember who was the Star Wars cast that they had there. That'd be interesting to find out. Can you find great collectibles at Celebration? Yes, you will find probably every Star Wars toy you could possibly imagine at Celebration. They'll be a lot more expensive though, because they got to kind of make up their money for the table. So, you know, you may see, let's say a Hasbro figure is $100 on eBay. They'll probably be 150 or $200 at the Star Wars show, at the Celebration. Um, unless I see something there that I really love, I don't think I'm going to be buying too much there. I'm there going there mostly just to see people, get the experience, meet up with whoever is willing to come up and say hi to me. Um, and I am kind of looking forward to some of these. I plan on going one of these. What do they call them? Room swap meets, where they have vintage stuff that they don't sell on the sales floor. It's like a bunch of collectors get together and they either sell or swap vintage stuff um, that I have never been to, and I'm planning on attending this year. And also, like, I want to see. Hopefully, they have like a museum of like real props, like real models or real props, or like I haven't seen that in a long time. And back when they had it at the Celebration, I wasn't that interested in that stuff. Now I'm severely interested in that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, you'll see everything there in Nerdify. You'll see every possible Star Wars piece you could imagine. Yeah, Hot Toys Con prices are crazy. eBay though is okay. So when I was buying a lot of my vintage figures, if I didn't buy them at my comic store that I worked at, I bought them on eBay, because back in that at that time, eBay was an auction site. Now it is a for sale store site. People will put up, more. You look for a listing of, let's say, um, Gentle Giant bust. Okay. Um, you do a search for it, and you'll come up with 500 listings for Boba Fett, and then you click on the filter that is an auction, and you might have 20, if that. Um, eBay, man, you used to be able to get some seriously good deals. I got crazy deals on all of my vintage stuff way back when eBay was an auction site. It was great. I miss that. Met Paul Blake. Okay, yeah, Paul Blake. Yes. General Veers. I'm telling you, if General Veers is at Celebration, I am meeting him. I love him. I loved him in Indiana Jones. I loved him as Veers. I loved him as Master Pycelle in Game of Thrones. I There's a show in Pittsburgh that's in Pennsylvania, and for the last couple of years, it's been advertised that he was going to be there, but then the pandemic hit, and every time he had to reschedule and reschedule and reschedule, and he's the one guy that I really, really, really want to meet. He's older. He's not going to be around a whole lot longer, and I want to meet him. And if I had a Veers helmet, I would get that signed. If I may actually get my vintage figure signed by him on the acrylic case. I met Carrie Fisher at one of the celebrations. I had her sign. Of all things, I wish I would have been smarter and not such a stupid kid in my early late 20s. I was stupid. I had her sign a freaking Hasbro figure of her in the slave Leia bikini with a cannon. That old figure. Oh, God, I wish I'd had her sign something actually substantial. But I was dumb. So, let's see. I've gotten deals at SWC on Sundays. Okay. Yeah, because everybody's ready to sell everything to make their money back for the table fees. Yeah. Is there celebrities there? Yes, there will be tons of actors there. Every time there's a celebration, they have almost everybody except for Harrison Ford, Luke Skywalker, and James Earl Jones won't be there. But other than that, I think you'll probably see. You won't see Ewan McGregor either. You'll probably see Hayden Christensen. You'll probably see Ray Park will definitely be there. Maybe Tamora Morrison. I've seen him before at Celebration. He was at the one I was at. But you'll see just about every background stormtrooper, background, alien, every single. You'll see them a lot. You'll see a lot of them. So, wow, we've been going 2 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah. So Nerdify, they'll announce the yeah, they do signings. Yes, you can pay for signings. They will they'll announce them soon. Yeah, I think maybe if he does show, if he shows, it's possible this year because of Obi-Wan, but I'd be very surprised to see him. And you won't see Samuel Jackson, that's for sure. I'm trying to think who else you wouldn't see. Carrie Fisher did a couple of them. Like, she was around. She and what's his name? Chewbacca. He was at almost every celebration. And Anthony Daniels, he's always at celebrations, but he's not generally signing. The ones you always saw at every convention was David Prowse, Jeremy Bulloch, and Peter Mayhew. They were at almost every celebration. And a lot of conventions too, because that's all they did. They signed stuff. Now they're gone. Their signatures are going for mucho dinero now. So possibly, John. I'd bet money he won't be there. No. If he is, he's going to be hanging out with George Lucas in the background, watching all us idiots. There was the one time I was there. I'm sure it's somewhere, like in a video or something. But Hayden Christensen dressed up. He put a stormtrooper helmet on and walked around with in the crowd, so people didn't know him. So he could have walked right by me. I had no idea because he was in the stormtrooper helmet. But then later on, everybody saw the video and they're like, "Oh shit, he was walking around." And I think Mark Hamill did that too at one point. So, and God, what was his name? There was a special effects artist that ILM guy. He's pretty well known. God, I know his name, but again, we're on YouTube, so I won't remember. Special effects guy, John. He walked around. I've seen him walk around in there, and he was standing right behind me for a while. You'd recognize his face if you saw him. So just pay attention. There will be some people walking around. Just don't maul them. Let them. That's what I try not to do. Is like, if you see him walking around, he wants to go look around. Don't be like, "Hey, dude, can you sign my autograph?" So yes, they do signings. They definitely do signings. John Knoll, that's him. Thanks, Brian. John Knoll, yeah. He was standing right behind me. I was like, "Oh, look at that." I went with my dad and my brother. They didn't really know who he was, but I knew who he was. Prepay before the con for Star Wars actor signings. Yes, that is a must. Anything you can do to avoid more lines, do it, because you're going to be in lines all day long. You'll be standing in line, sitting in lines, you'll see people sitting in a queue for hours waiting for something or another, and you will too. So definitely figure out who you want to get signed by and what, um, and prepay for it. I got Ray Park's signature on a Master Replicas 1.45. It came out with this stupid 0.45 sized weapons and lightsabers at one point. I don't know why. But I had him sign that, and then I got a picture with him. He's super personable. He's really genuinely nice guy. And I remember I accidentally, it was when there was digital cameras, and you just like if you pushed the wrong button, you erased it, and it was gone for good. It wasn't on film, or it wasn't like in your recently deleted file. And I lost that. He's like this right in front of me, and I lost that. I was always bummed out of that. I got Ray Park. I've gotten, like I said, Carrie Fisher, and I also got Luminard Unduli, the actress who played Luminari in Attack of the Clones, one of the Jedis. I don't really remember why I got her autograph. I think I had bought a figure of hers there, and there was no line, so I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll just go get a signature. It was maybe probably like $20 or something like that. I'm like, screw this, I'll just go get a signature because I needed that one. So I still have it. No, I don't have many. I have like I said before, I had the MR Maul, but I sold that. I have the Corbanth Darth Maul solo one with the big hook on the end. That I have. And then my sons went to Hollywood Studios, Star Wars, Disney, and their mom bought them the Disney Park lightsabers. They got them the Ahsoka 2-pack and Darth Maul and Luke Skywalker. She bought them for him, right, for a gift, and now they came home. They came to my house, which my ex-wife and I. That my kids are with me 95% of the time now, and they said they brought them to my house. They're like, Dad, we want to put them in your collection. I'm like, okay. So I got 3 lightsabers in my collection now that I didn't even pay for. So, and the Ahsoka ones go for a lot of money. They are now discontinued and worth it. So, when do celebrity signs go up for sale? I'm not sure. I'm surprised they haven't announced any. Surprised they haven't announced any guests yet. It's usually they have to start putting out like what guests are going to be there, what panels they're going to have, what swag they're going to sell, the artwork prints they're going to sell are going to be. You're going to get bombarded by stuff. You're going to get bombarded by like even like bottleneck. One thing that I always love from celebrations are all the I'm not huge into prints. Okay, like Cece is our print girl. She loves them. She buys tons of them. I don't have the wall space for prints, but I love the celebration prints that come out. Like they get a list of artists, and they have a whole bunch of different prints come out by specific artists, and they're only for celebration, and they're usually pretty good. They're usually great art. And those are hard to come by afterwards. They're not actually expensive, but they're just hard to get. And I'm looking forward to those. Actually, I just bought a celebration Macquarie piece, Bespin one, and it was offered in either 2017 or 2015, and I love it. It'd have to be pretty special to me to buy another print. So Disney Parks Mall is good. It's very good, actually. Most of the Disney Parks lightsabers are real thick and obscenely thick. That's why I haven't bought them. but the mall one's actually a good size. It's pretty thin. Yes, Ray Park does lightsaber stunts all the time. He's always doing these and interacts with fans all the time. He's actually probably one of the better Star Wars ambassador, pretty much public relations guys. Whenever you see actors for Star Wars being involved with fans and guests and stuff, it's always usually Ray Park or Tamora Morrison, who are just like, they eat it up, they love it, So it's good to see. Like, it's good to see, and everybody loves Maul, so he's in Dallas a lot. So hopefully we'll meet him at a troop. Yeah, that'd be cool. Right? You guys are still listening? Wow, 2.5 hours. What time is it even? I don't know. Oh shit, it's 1:00. Well, I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys want to keep going, I'm good. If you guys think that's good for tonight, well, we can. It's up to you. Let me know what you want to do, and in the comments, if anyone wants to ask questions, I'm game. I got nothing better to do. I don't have to go to work till later either, so I'm good. If anybody wants to keep talking, let's get rid of that. 23 people still listening. I'll just show, not that one. So, like, one thing I want to point out, especially there, if you're still listening, Robin, is like, okay, so when you do pieces like my background ship, okay, so like I painted the base color and then I painted all these squares on it, okay, and then what you do is, like, there's more squares, okay, then what you do is you mist over and hide some of these, like blend in some of these details so that it ends up looking like those, like, now you can't really see them that well because they're blended in, and they're like lightened. See, like you can barely see them through here, and it kind of gives it a really cool effect. I love doing that. Like, that's my favorite thing about painting. I love misting it and then like toning down and blending in the colors so that you can see all these blues and pinks and yellows, but just if you're really looking for them. Like, that's what I would suggest, like, getting a lot of practice with, Robin and Benjamin. See, and another trick is to, and I learned this from, I think it was a Guy Cohen, is to, if you take reference material, let's say you take like Slave One, or, like, remember this picture here, okay? So you take it and you turn up, where is it? Damn it. You turn up the saturation, and it shows all of the background detail pictures that that if you're looking to figure out what is behind all these colors. Let me see if I can find it quick. Come on, baby. Let's see. Where's that pick? Saturation pick. Is it this one? No. Oh well. If you're interested, Robin, I'll send you that picture. But if you oversaturate pictures, you can see what's below the misting. It really is a good technique to help. Damn, I wish I had that. I know I have it here. Just bear with me a second. Let's see. I know I kept it. Oh well, I'll send it to you, Barb, I'm sorry. I'll find it. But you oversaturate it, and it shows you all the different, like, layers, like what's below. What especially on like Slave One, it'll also help you to see like staining and washes that sometimes are used, like especially on slave one. If you oversaturate the skirt, you will see every rust stain on it. Um, like what you do is you take the enamel thinners. I like enamel for weathering, and you thin it a lot with white spirits, paint thinner, um, and then you thin it down really thin, so it's just like a tint, like a tinted thinner, and you put it on, and it like it it's like a filter kind of. It like gives it a another color to it. Do that sometime, Robin. Take this pictures, the any reference pictures of like slave one at a museum or something like that, and just turn up the saturation all the way up, and you will see stains and stuff on it that you can't see with your normal eye. Yeah. So let's see. Would you would you collect many vintage parts? What do you mean vintage parts? Like found? Oh yeah, found parts. Uh, I don't. I I I completely understand it. Um, but I've never really been into like Jawa flame torches or like little knickknack things that are in Star Wars. I completely understand why they have to be there, and I understand why people hunt them, because it's the same thing as me hunting donor kit parts. It's basically the same exact thing. It's just that's something I never really got into. But I completely understand why people do it. It's a it's a cool hobby to get into, and I know Steve's getting into that, and like yeah, the bunker bomb, and it's like they're plumbing parts, and they're like they're like you know uh, all kinds of weird stuff that you don't think that would be in Star Wars, but it gives it a feel. I've never gotten into that. No, Harry. I love finding model kit parts. Um, yeah, I mean, I understand why people like it. That makes completely sense. Complete sense. It's just not something I've ever collected, but everybody's got the things that they love to collect. But yeah, I guess this is a good time to call it a night. We've been going 2.5 hours, and I can't believe we went 2.5 hours of just me rambling on about stuff. Um, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun, and we will definitely do this again for sure. Um, and I honestly appreciate all you guys with your comments. I mean, that was the best part, like coming on and talking to all of you and answering questions, and just getting to know our friends in the community. It's been a lot of fun. And again, I really hope to meet a couple of you. Or I say I want to meet a lot of you, but I know going there firsthand, you're going to be able to see. You'll see it's hard to do everything you want to do. So just meet as many people as you can. Meet as many people as you can. I know that the guys and I have talked about setting up a time for us to, if anybody wants to come hang out and talk and meet, outside of the convention, like at a restaurant or something. I'm sure a lot of other groups are doing the exact same thing, and that's awesome. That's the best part about this YouTube channel and the Star Wars celebration and stuff, is I really am looking forward to meeting a lot of cool people that I talk to. So, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out and chatting with me. Irish Jedi did get good hotel option. Um, I did. I did. um, I got a very good. I actually ended up saving quite a bit of money a night on hotel. So yeah, it's worth. Don't wait too long. But jump on it when you can, but don't just dump on the high whatever you can get. So and look into a lot of the hotels. Okay, so okay, I'll tell everybody since I already I did it today. Um, I got a hotel booked. Okay, most of them are sold out. Okay, and I got a hotel booked, and then the guy on the website, I called to talk to him about something else, and he asked me why I was coming into the town, and he said to me, he said, I told him, I said, I'm coming for the Star Wars convention. He's, oh, let me check and see if there's any blocked off rooms for the Star Wars convention. And what hotels do is they will block off rooms for people who call the hotel and specifically ask for this convention rate. I booked on Hilton, my Hilton app at a Harriet, which is 0.5 miles away. It's walking distance from the convention center. And I paid $340 a night, right? They told me to call this Star Wars Celebration number and check on the rates, and if they had any, they have some set aside. I ended up paying $220 a night, which is $120 less than if I had to book just through the Hilton app. So check it out. It's so worth the money. And like AARP membership, it's actually no age limit and hotel discounts. Yeah. AAA is even out there. But definitely only 19 people will know this. So check out the blocked off group rates. You can get great savings on hotels. I say, okay, so if I'm there, 5 nights, $120 a night, I saved $600. So do it. All right, guys. Good night. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you guys Friday. I know that we have not this Friday, but the following Friday. And I think CC might have another print show coming up on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure she's doing a top 10 yet for Steve and I. I don't know if I'll be there, but I have some cool prints that I like. So good night, everybody. Thank you.